Okay, everybody, it's me, Gregory Mannarino. Looks like Jerome Powell is here as well as Janet Yellen. Awesome. Love to see you things here. People, I'm laughing. How could I not laugh? How could you not laugh? Okay, so let's put this together. I have pages of stuff that I want to cover with you guys and girls. And we'll see what we actually get to. So let's. The market got walloped. The stock market got walloped today after being higher by like 1% earlier. Whatever. Okay, this is what this freak show does. As we all knew, I really honestly, we got this, you and me. Okay, before anybody else, and I mean that before anybody else, we right here, you and me, called this 25 basis point hike. Again, an outlier would have been 50. Could you only imagine if the Fed would have done 50 today, what the market would have done? Why did the market fall the way that it did? Well, actually, it's interesting. After the announcement, this market started initially dropped a little bit, didn't go that low, and then they all of a sudden started nudging higher. And then, after it was opening its mouth, who I'm referring to here, Powell, Yellowstone thing, vomitous mass, the market started to fall precipitously. 10-year yield dropping, the US dollar on a relative strength basis falling to the freaking floor. And that did, believe it or not, bring the MMRI down. Last time I looked, 219, still in a high risk zone. Okay, but they're trying. Thank you, Greg G. I appreciate that. Anyway, so what else happened today? Cryptocurrencies got hit. Gold higher by a little over 1%. Silver over 3% higher. Crude oil putting on a gain. That's where we stand. It's a total. It's insane. But before we even touch on Powell and what happened, I want to talk about another freak, Christine Lagarde. We got to come up with a name for that. She's like a turtle. I don't know what it is. It's some kind of thing. But it came out today to. I'm laughing. To tell us, are you ready? Are you ready for what she had to tell us? Inflation is high. Inflation it's high. Yes. Duh. Can I please get a duh? She also went on to say that not only did she have the grace that we should get on our hands and knees and go down and bow to her. Thank you, Maury, and thank you, Rectum Wrecker Service. Okay, whatever floats your boat. Not only did she have to inform us all that what we already know. Okay, it's very uncertain. It's a mystery. It's a mystery as where we're going to go. No, there's no mystery at all here. Central banks collectively are on a mission to destroy you. I've been telling you this for I don't know how freaking long. I've been telling you have a target tattooed on your freaking face. If you're a member of the middle class, you're just done. Let me bring this to your attention real quick. So I have explained to everyone, and we've covered right here on this blog, how what the Fed is doing, what central banks are doing collectively here. They're raising rates, selling the lie. I mean, this has been a lie across the sky. That was pretty good. A lie as big as you can possibly think about, dream about, spray your shorts over anything else, that by doing so, this was going to somehow, by some mechanism here, slow, reverse inflation, bringing it back to its 2% target. Now, according to what we're allowed to know, their own numbers, okay, inflation remains 6%. Their current inflation rate is 6%. Okay, lovely. So someone out here that's maybe a little smarter than Greg Mannarino, and I'm sure there's a lot of you here, explain this to me. So the Federal Reserve, I'm laughing again, raised the federal funds rate 25 basis points. Okay, lovely. So the federal funds rate today, right now, as I am doing this, sits at 4.80%. So the federal funds rate is at 4.80%. Meanwhile, they're telling us, they're letting us know, okay, because they're the authority figures and we have to listen to whatever they say. They're telling us that according to their own numbers, the inflation rate is 6%. So what does that mean? It means that, well, they're guaranteeing, because of this federal funds rate, current rate of inflation, that inflation is going higher. So you see, this kind of thing eludes most people, but see, not you and I. And again, this 6% inflation rate, this is a joke, right? What did we just find out? Food inflation, an over 45-year high, the pace at which it is rising. Thank you. Warring host making Satan toast. Ooh, I like that. That's pretty good. Let's all make Satan toast. Satan toast. Maybe we should market that. Anyway, so again, understanding the situation here, there's no way that what the Fed is doing or any other central bank is doing right now is going to stop, slow, or reverse inflation. It's only going to go much higher. And it gets even better than that. Again, I have outlined here with all of you, we've discussed this repeatedly, how what the Fed's actually doing in concert with other central banks, which they don't coordinate, but they do coordinate, of course, because they're all doing the same thing at the same time, is trying to crush the economy by crushing the consumer. So what they're doing here, essentially, I want you to think about this, okay, because it's not getting any coverage, and it won't. So the Federal Reserve is tightening up the credit markets. Okay, that's what they're trying to do. And by doing this again in a roundabout way, inflation is going to miraculously disappear. Not happening, is it? Okay, so we understand what's happening with regard to the banks. All right, banks here getting crushed. We'll talk more about that here. And it's not just these smaller regional banks. Again, remember what we started to talk about 8 months ago? No deposits, no loans, no deals. Even the mega banks, they're in the same boat. Excuse me. Okay, so this tightening of available credit, what you're not hearing about anywhere, and you won't. So we understand it's hitting the banks. But this is designed to destroy, well, what used to be the backbone of the United States economy and probably most developed economies in the world. That is the regular guy, the regular girl, small business. Without availability to credit cheaply, their businesses are going to fail. And what this does here is fulfill the corporate agenda. You understand? The United States of corporate America, this is not the United States of America I grew up with when I was a kid here. This is taking on a whole new thing. But you understand what they're doing here? What we're seeing in the banking system here is it's in our face because that's where we keep our cash, right? I hope you're not, but apparently that's where most people keep their cash, in these institutions here. And to hear Janet Yellen, it is not being considered at all that they're going to be guaranteeing all deposits. So you put your cash into one of these institutions, you could just probably kiss it goodbye here. Again, when you put your cash into a bank, okay, you're essentially giving up your rights to that cash, and they can do what they want with it. Again, we have a zero reserve system. I've been wrong for the longest time. It's telling you a fractional reserve, zero reserve. Banks don't have to hold zero, nothing, absolutely nothing. So when you deposit your money into their institutions, it's gone. Poof. It goes out wherever they want it to. And it's just a completely twisted kind of a situation. But again, just going back, that's what's happening here. Central banks around the world are tightening up credit or making credit less available to not just the institutions, the smaller banks, to consolidate the system eventually into the mega banks, which is what's happening here, but also to crush small businesses. The corporate agenda, the mega companies, that's where it's at. They're the ones that are part of the military industrial complex. They're the ones who have a lifeline to the government, also known as the Federal freaking Reserve. Okay? Tell me really, all of you here, have you heard this stuff, any of it from the mainstream? No, you won't. You can't. It's impossible because you see, you must be kept into a dumbed down state of existence They don't want you to be able to walk and chew gum at the same time. Again, that's really the truth here. Anyway, so we talked about Lagarde. I'm just going over some of my notes here. What is it? What is we need? She's want to call it like the turtle. She looks like a turtle, like a prune kind of mannish appearing turtle. But maybe I'm wrong on that. I want to hear from all of you on that. I did get a request just real quick, and I think this is pretty much self-explanatory about this FedNow payment system. Isn't it obvious? Isn't it obvious as to what this FedNow payment system is? It's another facet. It's another little thing that they're putting in here to establish their digital currency. Obviously, once the absorption or the consolidation of the banking system is done, and we haven't even seen anything yet, they're going to use this FedNow system to facilitate immediate transactions in their central bank digital currency. I think that's pretty much self-explanatory. Now let us move a little forward here, and this is kind of an interesting thing. I have to kind of look at this. So Powell, vomitous mass creature, whatever it may be, it's not human. Okay. He went on to say that the banking system is strong. Liquidity is strong. Who did we hear that from? Oh, yeah, Janet Yellen. She was referring to, of course, her wedding herself and her depends as she was, talking or lecturing before Congress, who, they're a bunch of inept imbeciles as well. But liquidity is strong as well, and the banks are adequately liquefied. They love that word liquid. It's a great word, okay? But that's what Powell said today. But let me ask you, if that's really the truth, why is it, in your opinion, that just this week alone, just this week, started at the end of last week until now, the Federal Reserve has pumped $300 billion, which is nothing, it's going to be much, much higher, into the banking system? Let's see. It's really great. Liquidity is strong. The banks have plenty of liquidity, okay, but they had to pump $300 billion into it? I get it. You see, you and I, we're not RETARDED. Did I spell that right? That's not us. You see, you and I are paying attention. What have I been saying? What have we discussed? Raise your awareness. Raise your awareness. Raise your awareness. That's what we need to do. So anyway, how about this one here? So Powell vomitous mass, hideous, putrid existence, whatever it is, admitted here that the amount of cash that people are earning is not keeping up with inflation. Really? Oh, no. Who would have thought of that? Wage growth is shrinking while inflation continues to rise. I almost fell out of my chair. When I heard that, it took my breath away. Couldn't breathe. Yeah, duh. You think this is going to stop? Do you think this is going to stop? That by some miracle, people are going to start earning a wage that will keep up with rising inflation? How about there is no way on this earth, off this earth, in heaven or hell, where that's going to happen? But I think you knew that already. Let us move forward here. Starting to sweat, people. Greg Mannarino starting to freaking sweat. Let's see. Let's move on here. Just a moment here. So, as you and I again foretold, okay. You see, we don't need a crystal ball or lovely pieces of silver that we can gaze at and taste to be able to see what's happening. Okay. So vomitous math, putrid, disgusting, vomitous existence, whatever it is out here blaming. It's the bank's management. It's the management of these banks. They are the ones at fault here. They're the ones at fault. Oh, yes. He also did, in a roundabout way, Someone asked him a question about banking regulators. Thank you, whoever that was. He did say, well, the banking regulators did see this, but how come they didn't do anything about it? So what the Fed's going to do, because you see, the regulators can't be blamed, the Treasury can't be blamed, the Fed can't be blamed. So what they're going to do is an internal investigation. They're going to investigate themselves. They're going to investigate themselves. Could you imagine what they're going to find? It's going to be beautiful. Oh, yeah, they could investigate themselves. And then some woman, I think it was from the New York Times, so shout out to the New York Times here, said to it thing, vomitous mass, putrid existence, whatever it is, okay, what would the Fed say to an independent investigation? He said, oh, we would welcome that. It will never happen. Never, ever. Duh. I think we know that too. But again, we got a couple of good questions today, but did you watch them? Most of the time, the question is asked, whatever it is, a question is asked, and then he looks down. He looks down to see the answer. Oh, that hurt. Don't ever do that to your eyes. That wasn't any fun. Anyway, so yeah. Oh. The last thing, and I want to show you what I did here. Okay. I want to share this with you. See my little stars? See, look, could you read that? Probably not. So this is what he said. Thing, vomitous mass, putrid, disgusting thing that it is. Okay. Fed supervisors, his words, saw the risks at SVB and some of these other institutions. So the Fed has supervisors? Who are these things yet to be defined? The Fed has supervisors. Imagine. Yeah, we all know that, Powell's a puppet. All these central banks, okay? There's obviously a governing body here. They're all run by the same institutions, okay? Anyway, I believe you and me, people, we did a pretty good job today. We really did. I've had all kinds of fun, getting stressed out, sweating. This is seriously the biggest freak show the world has ever seen. It's a psyop. I've used that exact word for years on an epic freaking scale, people. On an epic freaking scale. Christine Lagarde. Oh, that's good. Robert Costello, Christine Lagarde. Yeah, she is a freaking gargoyle. That's it. Christine Lagarde. We are going to use that now. Goulstein, another good one. Oh, there's a lot of good ones out here. Wow. I don't know. Maybe we'll flip around. Lagarde, Goulstein. I don't know. Look, I know that sometimes my style doesn't jive with everybody out here. Did Coco have fun today? Axiom. Coco is being walked. Actually, he didn't have fun today. Coco had to go get some shots today, whatever. They probably have some kind of gene altering thing in there. But unfortunately, when I send my dogs off to camp, they go to a camp here. They have to have their vaccines. They must have their vaccines. Yeah, so he's a little under the weather, but he's getting a little stroll right now. Cuda. Well, I'm going to tell you what happened with the Cuda real quick, car people. So as you know, I got this 68 Cuda out here. And it's in a shop in Arizona. It's getting done over right now. Been waiting almost 2 years now. Had a little problem. It blew the transmission to pieces. So it's in the midst of getting fixed again. That wasn't me. That's the guy building it. He was just playing around it and grenaded it. This thing is making 605 horsepower at the rear wheels. Probably closer to 700 at the flywheel. That's enough to grenade a transmission, obviously. Anyway, enough of car stuff, people. Look, you guys and girls are so great. The jabs may turn Coco into a Saint Bernard. Maybe it'll turn him into. Maybe that's what Lagarde was, and now she transformed into some other kind of thing. All right, people. Look, I'm going to call this right now. We've got a lot done. Yeah, global debt in the human bubble. It's pretty incredible. Look that stuff up, people. Global global debt in the human bubble. It's happening right before our freaking eyes, and it's going to unfold in a very dramatic way. All this stuff. Feet haters, fish heads. That's awesome. God, you guys are so great. You really are. You're so great. Yeah, she's not human either. All right. Let's see, people. Joey socks. Like Ronnie socks. All right. Yeah, thank you, Joey. I'm out of here, people. This guy loves you a lot from the heart. I mean that. We're a team. We got this. We are so far ahead of the curve here. We don't need Lagargoyles or Lagules or anything to tell us what we are. Imagine that she had to come out and tell us today that inflation is just too freaking high. Duh. Inflation is still high, and the uncertainty behind it, we have no idea. They're supposed to know everything because they're all powerful and they're all seeing, and they want us to get down on our hands and knees and pray to them like they're some kind of god. How about no? No, we're not going to do that, are we? I don't think not one of us are going to do that. It's all poop. Yeah, poop. All right. See you in the morning, people. I mean this from the heart. Love you all. Please, if I really could, there's 2,800 people watching this. I got 708 thumbs up. Can we get a few more thumbs up? I really appreciate that. I love those thumbs up. These little stupid things make Greg Mannarino really happy. Just a little click. Look at them, they're going up. I love it. You guys, you're just so great. I'll see all of you tomorrow morning, okay? I'm out of here.